Good morning, children. Let us begin with a new session in English. In the previous session, we have discussed about the first part of the lesson, the adventure of the mason. Today, we are going to discuss about the second part of the lesson, the adventure of the mason. Hope you will enjoy. Before going to begin the session, let us recap its legs. What happened in the first part? The mason was invited by a stranger to make a walls in his house, but on one condition that he had to come blindfolded to the house. With the help of the mason, the stranger buried three big jars, which were seemingly full of money in the walls. Finally, the work was over, and the mason was happy with the payment he received from his work. After spending 15 days lavishly with his family, the mason was poor again. Now let us continue. Here you have the rest of the textual images. Kindly pay attention for reading the textual images, or even you can read it from the textbook also. Continue reading the textbook. While you are reading it, when you find any words as difficult words, you can note it down, and most of the words meanings are given in the glossary slide. Please go through the words and learn the meanings too. Here you have some new words and their meanings. The first one, hovel. Hovel means a small, badly maintained house. Then comes curmudgeon. Curmudgeon means someone who is easily angered and often complaining. Third one, griping. Griping means complaining. Then comes deny. Deny means it's a state that one refuses to admit the truth or existence of. The last one, decay. Decay means the stage or process of rotting or decomposition. We have some more words to discuss. Conducted. Conducted means led by someone. Formerly. Formerly in the past. Clinking. Making a sharp ringing sound. Tenants. A person who occupies land or property rented from a landlord. And the last one, rapidly. Rapidly means very quickly. So, in the previous session, you have learned that the mason became poor again after spending lavishly the money which he had got by making the walls for the strange person, and almost 15 days he was living very happily and lavishly, and later on he became poor again. Now let us continue. The mason continued his life as earlier, and after some days a rich man came to see him. He offered the mason a job that he wanted to get his old house repaired by him. Thus the mason was led to the rich man's house. Once he reached the house, he recollected the images of the house that he had seen earlier in his life. The rich man explained to the mason that it was a miser's house and he died suddenly without leaving anything in his life. After that, the people who lived in the house for rent used to hear the clinking of the coins in the night, and many scary stories of the house were spread in the city. So nobody was ready to live in the house. Then the mason understood everything that he happily agreed to live in the house while doing the repair. He knew very well that there was a treasure in the house. The mason soon became rich with the money from the walls and didn't reveal the secret until his deathbed to his son. So, here he continued his life as earlier, and once one rich man came to see the mason and he told the mason that he wanted to get his old house repaired by him. And thus the mason reached the house, and once when he reached there, he recollected about the images of the house that he had seen earlier. Then the rich man explained to the mason that it was a miser's house and he died without leaving anything in his life. And after that, the people who were living in this house heard some sounds. That too, some scary stories of the house also were spread in the city. And so nobody was ready to live in the house. So now our mason understood everything that he was so happy to live in the house while doing the repair. And he was the one and only person who knew very well that there was a treasure hidden in the house. Where it was, do you remember? Yes, it was kept in the vault which was made by the same mason. And the mason soon became rich with the money from the vaults, and he didn't reveal the secret. So he didn't reveal the secret to anybody until his death. Only on his deathbed he revealed the secret to his son. So did you enjoy the story? Did you like the story? Yes, such a beautiful story, right? So now let us move on to the comprehension questions. Now let us check the comprehension. Why did the rich man come to the mason's house? I hope you are familiar with the answer. So please write these answers in your practice notebook. Second one, who occupied the deserted house formerly? Third one, what did the people hear at night when they lived in the house? Fourth one, what was the mason's request to the rich man? And the last one, what happened to the mason when he started living in the house? Now it is the time for us to write something. And what we will write? Yes, you can write a story. And what is story writing? Story writing is a work of fiction or imagination that is usually written in easily understandable grammatical structure with natural flow of speech. And story writing is meant to be read at a single sitting, and therefore it should be as direct and brief as possible. Typically, story writing has five key elements. First one, character, then comes setting, then plot, then conflicts, and the last one, theme. So here you have an activity to write a story based on the lesson The Adventure of the Mason. And here comes the question. The mason never revealed the secret of the vaults until on his deathbed to his son and heir. Imagine the mason telling his rags to riches story. Use the words given to write the mason story. Use a map to end the story with the directions for the son to find the jars filled with gold. And you have a layout and you have some words too. You can make use of this layout and the words to write a beautiful story. And you can write the story in your practice notebook. I hope the lesson, The Adventure of the Mason, is very clear to you all. You will receive the notes shortly. Copy down the notes neatly in your classwork notebook. Read the textbook very well. That's all for today. Thank you.